What's going on? I am Warrior Shot the Food. We're going to be doing a playthrough of Heroquest, the base game at first. I have all of the expansions, but uh, we're just kind of, this is the first time we're kind of doing it. I do have a better, um, I do have like a better camera coming in. So I'm going to end up doing some better shots, some zoom ins and stuff like that. But for now, this is what we have. We have the little C920 Pro or whatever it is from forever ago. But we got the companion app that we're using. We have a little table I put together, keeping it simple at first, but it should be pretty decent for what we need. Hopefully, it'll work out. We'll work out all the kinks as we go. But without further ado, why not we get started? We'll do a little brief explanation of what we want to do. We're starting over. We have the beginning game. We're in the base game right now. And I have some quests programmed in. I also have cards that I can put up on the screen, and we're going to move them around so people can actually get to see them and everything. We have a little dice roller that's going to mimic things that are going on. I hope to, in the future, incorporate more points rewarded systems so that people can interact more with the channel points on Twitch. So I'll have to figure out a way to make it so it doesn't break the game, but it also doesn't slow things down too much. I'll probably put a limited amount of redemptions, or I might do like bid things where people will see like who they think will live, if they'll make it, if they won't make it. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But let's start with the first quest. We'll start with the intro for the mentor. We're using the traditional characters at first, but we do have other characters that we'll want to implement later. I just want to make sure that everything works and that can actually be done. I did a dry run of this and things seem to work, but as it is, when you start to stream, everything catches fire. That's just the way it is. I've got the chat up here just in case. And well, let's get started. Let's start with the intro.
The fire burns warmly but casts little light into the mentor's study. The flickering shadows only hint at the vast number of books and scrolls that fill the many shelves. Slowly, Mentor walks over to the fire. Well, my friends, your training is complete. You are not yet true heroes. You have yet to prove yourselves. But first, let me tell you of Zargon. Many centuries ago, Zargon was my apprentice. The young sorcerer worked hard and learned quickly, but impatience devoured Zargon, who wanted to learn more powerful magic. I spoke of the dangers and cautioned patience, for in time my apprentice would become a great sorcerer. But Zargon could not wait, breaking into my study each night to read my spell books. The secrets held within them were great indeed. Upon learning these secrets, Zargon fled. When I caught up with Zargon, I found my former apprentice greatly changed, having pledged his allegiance to the great powers of dread. Fool! Zargon saw magic only as a shortcut to power and paid no heed to the terrible price that would have to be paid. I tried to reason with Zargon, but to no avail. The great sorcerer laughed in my face and then unleashed a terrible spell that I was hard-pressed to counter. For many days we battled, but Zargon had allies stronger even than I, and I could not defeat them. In the end, as we both weakened, Zargon fled and sought refuge in the northern Dread Wastes. There the evil sorcerer licked battle wounds and honed skills, conjuring ancient powers with which to overthrow the realm. I must observe and measure the strength of Zargon's magic. The powers the evil sorcerer has called upon will destroy us all if I relax from this vigil. Zargon's legions threatened us once before, that it was Rogar who aided me and defeated them. Now they are on the march again. Already, they have assailed the borderlands. The realm must again look for heroes, and to this end I have trained you. Each of you must complete 14 quests. If you do this, you will be acclaimed as champions of the realm and dubbed sovereign knights. Only then will you be on the road to becoming true heroes. I shall speak with you again on your return, if you return.
Mwahaha. All right. So we have the first quest, which is the trial. I always found the trial to be like one of the hardest. This is the one that I went through. It's been a hot minute since I've gone through the quests in the game. I played it a long time ago with friends in middle school, and it's just holds a special place in my heart. This game is. I'm just glad it got picked up by Avalon Hill and got remade, and it also has a bunch of expansions. So let's start the trial.
You have learned well, my friends. Now has come the time of your first trial. You must first enter the catacombs that contain Felmarg's tomb. You must seek out and destroy Verag, a foul gargoyle that hides in the catacombs. This quest is not easy, and you must work together in order to survive. This is your first step on the road to becoming true heroes. Tread carefully, my friends.
All right. So I've got everything set up for the guys right there. And then all we have to do is let's add some dungeon ambiance to the background. Get that going. All right. Let me turn this on. I was having trouble getting the companion to load before, but we're good here. So let's start. We're going to start with the barbarian. All the rolls are going to be done on the screen. So you get the 2 movement dice. We did divvy the scrolls, the spells for them. I always choose the fire spells for the elf. The courage is a really powerful spell. And 2 extra combat dice don't really make the wizard very formidable. Plus, I don't like to have him close. I rarely use Fire of Wrath. I find that it's not very good. But it is a pretty cool group of spells, mostly for courage, honestly. All right, so first turn, we're going to go with the barbarian. Let's see what the barbarian rolls. A 3. He's not going anywhere. So we're going to move him 1, 2, 3. We move him 3, move him on there on the app. We're going to open the door. Not that we're going to see much. Let's move that. We're going to open that. Not really anything to see on there. Then we'll go with the dwarf. Now, there's some rules that I forgot. Like, I think the dwarf can disarm traps, but who wants that? I mean, I think he has to roll anything but a black shield, or he has to roll a black shield or whatever. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The first quest doesn't have any secret doors, and it doesn't have any traps. It's just exploring and killing stuff to get the dwarf going. That's a lot better. Got a 9. All right. 2, 3, 4. We're going to set him here. We went 5 first. Okay. We got going on. So we've got there's little block pieces. Little block at the end of this hall here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little block at the end of the hall. And when I get the other camera, I'm going to have a lot better angle and some zoom ins. We'll zoom into quadrants and stuff. But just gotta do what we can here. Then we got a door. Okay. Door is on this little area right here. Okay. And that was what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not going to open the door because if there are monsters, they'll come out. So we're going to end his turn there, and we're going to switch it to the elf. Okay. And you can't search for treasure in the hall anyway, so we got an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. He's like right behind him. Okay, and the dwarf is right. Make sure we move the dwarf. It's here. We're going to say no to that. And then now we're going to go for the wizard. The wizard. Geez, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to just move 8. We really don't want the wizard going first anyways. So we're going to move him behind. Whoops. Trying to get him to move on the companion. We're going to move him behind the elf. All right. There are no monsters, so it is... Zargon does not get to go. He's a jerk anyways. So we'll go back to the barbarian, make our roll here. All right. A 9. Perfect. So we're going to open the door there. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll move right here. Open this door. Okay. Open sesame. Here, we're going to move him right here. Open the door. All right, and then we put him right inside. All right. We have yawn desk. We've got a bookcase in the back. We got 2 orcs. And we got a door. Got another door. There's an orc next to the door. Right here. All right. So we had 9. So we're gonna just move 2 forward, finish our movement, and we're gonna attack the orc in front of us because he needs to die. And the barbarian has the most attacks starting out. He's got 3. Looking for skulls. All right. 1 skull. 1 skull. Not great. Let's move him. All right. And the orc. Let's bring up the orc. Here's the orc. The orc's kind of like the barbarian in creature form. He's going to defend. Oh, oof. He defends it. He got a black shield. Black shields are defense. That's no bueno. All right, that's okay. Now it's the dwarf's turn. Ugh, a 3. That's terrible. But it's enough to get in front of the other orc. So that's fine. That's what we needed. All right. Just like the barbarian, 1 hit. And then we'll go for defense here. Come on. Whoops. Didn't mean to roll it twice. He just gets 1. Get out of here. So it's 1. See if we can... So that was his defense die. So he is out of there. No more orc. Orcs only have 1 hit. So he is dead. All right, next is the elf. the elf. See if we can get enough. We need a decent roll. Man, what's with these tiny rolls, man? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can only move 4, so it's not going to be enough for us to get up there. You know what? We're going to try casting Fire of Wrath. It's not a very good spell, honestly. And if we fail, we fail. It's fine. We didn't make it to the dude anyway. So we're going to try casting Fire of Wrath, right? Let's pull Fire of Wrath up. Let's see. Spell cards. Fire of Wrath. Okay, we got Fire of Wrath. Read that spell. Alright, Fire of Wrath. This spell may be cast on any one monster, blasting it with flames. It inflicts 1 body point of damage unless the monster can immediately roll a 5 or a 6 using 1 red die. Our die are white, but that's okay. We know what we need. He rolls a 4. He does fail, so that actually kills the orc. Bam. And normally that spell's not really good for anything. It's good for stuff like that, you know? Alright, so he couldn't make it in there. The wizard's in here, and really, the wizard, we just need the wizard to get in the room. That's all we need. We just need to get in the room. We got a 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna move him up here. We'll waive his turn. We could search for treasure, but we don't want to get a wandering monster and take the damage from that. So we're going to go back to the barbarian's turn. He's going to search for treasure. Let's see what he gets. Okay, let's get Fire of Wrath off there. That spell is used for now. And the orc is dead, so we'll get him off the screen. All right, we're going to do a little shuffle. Quick shuffle. All right, there's a treasure card. Boom. Let's see what we got. Gold. There's a gold. See what you say, gold. Can't be bad, right? Can't be bad. You find a loose stone and tear it from the wall. Behind it, you discover a small leather pouch wrapped in an old rag. Peering inside, you find 25 gold coins. Record this money on your character sheet. Do not return this to the deck. Everything good doesn't get returned to the deck. Everything bad gets returned to the deck. It's very unfortunate. But we got 25 gold, so we're just going to put 25 gold coin in here. It was the barbarian, so we're going to do barbarian. Okay, and I'm just going to put quotes in here. 3, 2, and then body points for the barbarian is 8. He's pretty hardy. Terrible mind points, he's got 2. There. And he's got no armor to start with. He's just running around naked. It's whatever. All right. So now we're going to do the elf. Actually, the elf is up here. And the wizard was over here. Got to make sure I move them up there. All right. So, oh, it's the dwarf's turn. So the dwarf is going to go open this door. All right, we got what, 8? Let's move 1 and open the door. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. We have a weapon rack. Nice. We've got a door And then what else do we got? We've got an abomination, which used to be a Famir, but now it's a different monster. Same deal. Same deal. So we've got a Famir. Let's see. Creature cards. Abomination and a Goblin. Okay. Just got to go to the Goblin area. Just got to go to the creatures. There we go. Goblin card. So he's smaller than the Famir or the Abomination. So we're going to put him right there. All right. That. And then we're going to continue to move into the room. We got what? An 8. We're going to put him against the Abomination, and we're going to attack. Gets 2 die. Oof, he fails miserably. He just sits there, puts his arms up for some reason. What a weirdo. All right. Next is the elf. See, the dwarf went in, tried to attack him, failed. Okay, now it's the elf's turn. It's got a 7. 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna gang up on this dude. Actually, we're gonna attack the goblin and try to get one less attacker in the room. So move him. We're gonna put him right here. Shabam, right there. Right in between. They're kind of just like squished up against them. And we are going to attack the goblin. The goblin's significantly weaker. Again, 1. What's with the 1s, man? The 1s attacks. So the goblin has 1 defense die, so we do have a chance. Wow, he managed to defend. A 1 in 6 chance, and he defended. That's rough. That is rough. Okay. And our barbarian's still on the outside, so we're gonna get our wizard in there. Maybe the wizard can help us out a little bit. He's got a 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Let's move him back here. No. We're moving him. I don't normally like to get him in combat. The goblin's pretty weak. Just depends on how lucky we get. Our wizard only has 1 attack die, unfortunately. We'll put him on the screen. The wizard. He's covering my face now. Where is he? Wizard character. Let's put him right here. All right. Wizard's right there. So the wizard is going to flap his arms and hit him in the face. He's going to try really hard. He's got 1 attack die. We have a chance. He does not do it. All right, that's fine. What are you going to do? Now, the dreaded turn. It is Zargon's turn. Let's see what Zargon does. All right. Attacks the dwarf. He's got 3 attack die. This could be a very bad round for the dwarf. Oh, he fails. He sits there and just throws his arms up for some reason. So he does nothing. And then the goblin is gonna, oh, wow. Okay, the goblin attacks the the elf and not the wizard. We'll take that. A win's a win. All right, he's got 1. And then the elf will defend. Come on. He does not defend. So the elf takes a point of damage. So we're going to make a character sheet for him. All right. Elf. So the elf has 2 and 2, and then his body is 6 and 4 for mine. 6 and 4. So he takes a hit, unfortunately. There's that. What are you going to do, right? All right. And then that's Zargon's turn. Now the barbarian's pissed. Okay. He's got an 8. We're going to move him in and skirt along the back wall and go for the abomination. 3 attack. All about ones, man. All about 1 hit. Okay. So let's see, Famir is, or the abomination, he's got 3 defense dice. Oof, he defends, man. These monsters today they're doing pretty good. And then it's the dwarf. The dwarf is going to swing at the abomination. He gets 1. What's with the black shields, man? We've been rolling black shields like crazy. Oops. Let's clear that. And he defends again. Holy cow. It's not looking good. The elf is going to swing at the goblin. We need to get these attackers out of the way. All right, there we go. That's good. And then the goblin can't defend, but we roll it anyways because it's comical. He gets absolutely wrecked. Takes 2 points of damage. He is destroyed. Where's the... Let's see. He did. That is 1 dead dude. All right, goblin is down. Get him off the screen. Get out of here. All right, now it's the wizard. The wizard is in a good place because he can cast a spell from way over here. What does he want to cast? Rock Skin, Heal Body, Sleep, Tempest, Swift Wind, Genie. We're not going to waste any of those on there. We'll skip his turn. We'll go to Zargon's. He is going to attack the Barbarian. Two. Man, they're rolling good. Okay, let's get that. There we go. All right. Yep, so he takes 2 points of damage. Jeez, Barbarian's taking some crazy damage now. Down to 6. That's all right. It's all good. All right. Now it's the dwarf's turn. We need to land a hit on this. Oh, there we go. And now we have 3 for the abomination for the defense dice. He fails miserably, taking 2 points of damage. I think that kills him too. Yep, that kills him. That absolutely destroys his face. Goodbye. You are dead. All right. So now we have that. He attacked. He did his thing. Can't really do too much for him. And then the elf's turn. The elf is going to search for treasure. We need as much loot as we can get before we get to this next mission. So let's search for treasure, see what happens. Search for treasure. The weapons on this weapon rack are chipped, rusted, and broken. There is nothing the heroes would want. Dang. Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. And then, since it's the elf turn, we're going to go out the door. We've got 9. The elf. 1, 2, 3. We're going to hop out the door. Open the door. There we go. All right, he's going out here. Okay. The elf goes out. We're going to switch it to him. Open this. The elf goes there. That's what, 3. And we're at 9. 3, 4, 5. We're going to go right here. Make sure we don't uncover anything too crazy. We don't want to get too far from the party. All right, nothing there. And then that is what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he can't quite get to the door. That's okay. It's the... There's that. We'll move there. And then it is the wizard's turn. We're just going to get the wizard up to them. We get a 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. We're just going to put him next to the elf. And then we're going to make it the barbarian's turn. A 3. Barbarian is slow as all get out right now. Then we'll go to the dwarf. Dwarf rolls. Of course, the shortest dude rolls the biggest number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to put him right before the door. We don't want to open the door because we do that, we can unleash hell, and we don't want to do that. But we are going to put him in front of the door. And then it's going to be the elf's turn. We'll skip those two, and we'll go back to the barbarian, because the barbarian needs to get the Charlie horse out of his leg. He rolls a 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very slow. He's right behind him, but that's not too bad. We'll switch to the dwarf. The dwarf's going to go into the room. He's going to open the door. All right. In the room is a bookcase. Look out. It's a bookcase. But there is some treasure. There's a treasure chest. And then there's another cabinet on the other end. Why not, right? Why not? Dwarf. See how far he moves. He gets a 10. He can pretty much move anywhere in there. There's no trap, so he's not afraid. All right, open the door. We go in there. What is in the room? What are you? Oh, Dread Warriors. That's no good. Dread Warriors. This is a bad room. We don't like this room. These guys are insane. All right. So we're going to put him up here. Okay. I don't know about this room. We couldn't even beat a goblin and an abomination, so this might be tough. We're going to let's get the wizard off there. Let's get Creatures. Get that off there. Now we got Dread's Warriors. Dread Warriors are nasty business. 4 and 4. 4 attack, 4 defense. They're pretty tough. And it's not, the Barbarian doesn't get a move on there, but the Dwarf is going to attack. And he gets 1. This is going to be a short campaign for these guys. He defends. The Dread Warrior is not afraid of this little dude. The Elf. Elf might have to use some spells, man, because Dread Warriors are not anything to play with. So we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move up to this dude. Come here. Right up here. I don't like this. Running away screaming is not one of the strategies. We're gonna have to use a spell, right? Because this is not going to be good. We're going to use Ball of Flame. Let's put up Ball of Flame so you guys can see what we're looking at here. Ball of Flame. Ball of Flame. Little overlappy, but you know, it's fine. Just move it right here. There we go. Ball of Flame. So Ball of Flame, this spell may be cast on any one monster, enveloping it in a ball of fire. It inflicts 2 body points of damage. The monster then rolls 2 red die. For each 5 or 6 rolled, the damage is reduced by 1. I'm hoping we can do enough damage. So he only gets to roll 2. So it really just it doesn't matter how strong he is. He does not roll any. He takes 2 damage. That's nice. We move. Let's see, they're in the right place. Yep. So he takes 2 damage. They're still tough. This bottom one still has 1 health left. Jeez, these things are nasty. All right. It's the wizard's turn. We're going to save the... I don't think the wizard has any... Let's see. I guess we could use sleep. We can try and use sleep. We might as well. These guys are nasty. We're going to get... First, we need to get the wizard close enough. Let's move this. There we go. All right. Let's get the wizard where he needs to be. Okay. 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put him in the room. He can see them, so he can cast it. We're going to cast Sleep. Sleep states, this spell puts a monster into a deep sleep so it cannot move, attack, or defend itself. The spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by a monster rolling 1 red die for each of its mind points. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. It cannot be used by mummies, zombies, or skeletons. These guys are none of those. So we are going to cast Sleep. I don't think... This is a risk. It might be a waste of a spell. Oof! He rolls a 6. That spell did absolutely nothing. But that's the wizard for you, right? That's okay. We've only used 1 spell. Yep, we've only used 1 spell. So that's fine. Sleep is gone. Okay? Now it's the fun part. Zargon's turn. The Dread Warrior is going to attack the dwarf with his 4 attack die. He's a monster of an opponent. 2. And the dwarf will defend. Oh, nice roll. Defends all the damage. Defends it all. All right. The next Dread Warrior is going to attack the elf. 1. You know what? That's good. We'll take that. Here, let's cut that off. Come on. We need 1. He doesn't get 1. The elf takes 1 point of damage. He's taken 2 so far. He's at 4. It's okay. We have healing spells, so it's not the end of the world. And it's the barbarian's turn, and he's sick of rolling tiny. So he rolls an 8. He said, "Screw this. We're going in." He's going to support the. He's going to go support the elf. If he can get in the room on the app here. There we go. He's going to the bottom guy. There we go. He is going to attack the Chaos Warrior type guy, because that's what they used to be. Now they're dread dudes. All right, so we have 3. Oh, how? 1 in 6. 1 in 6 to roll a black shield. He rolls 3 black shields. Oh my gosh. Disheartening. He is going to attack. The dwarf is going to attack the Dread Warrior. He rolls 2. Oh, see, why couldn't you roll that? Okay. Even if he doesn't defend any of these, he's still alive. He took 2 damage. So he's down to 1. We're just spreading this damage out, man. And then here comes the elf. Rolling a big fat 0. Oh man, this is not going well for them. All right, so the wizard's turn. The wizard's not doing crap. The wizard is going to stay there, and then Zargon is going to ravish us, because that's what he do. He's attacking the dwarf. He gets 4 die. He rolls 2 hits. The dwarf has 2 defense dice. Can we get 2 shields like last time? We get 1. We'll take it. The dwarf takes a point of damage. We got to make a sheet for him real quick. We have the elf. I'm just making them as we go through because they're not hard to make. It's just 2-2. We just put dwarf. And then he took a point of damage. His body points are... He's got 7 and 3. So he's not as powerful as the... He's not as powerful as the barbarian. But that's okay. It is all right. All right. The second Dread Warrior is attacking the barbarian. Okay. He gets 1 hit. The barbarian's going to try and defend. I have faith in him. He does not. He does not defend. He takes another point of damage. He is a punching bag at this point. He's taken 3 damage. He's at 5. He's still kind of beefy. We're okay. We're fine. This is fine. And the barbarian is going to attack that dread. We need to get some skulls. That's what needs to happen. We get 2. Okay. It's pretty good. Oh my gosh. What in the heck is this Dread Warrior, man? We gotta check his... He needs to be tested for steroids. That's the only thing I can think of. Alright. The dwarf is gonna attack. He gets 2 skulls. Man, the dwarf's been throwing in some skulls here. He attacks the other Dread Knight. The other Dread Knight finally takes 2 damage, bringing him to 4 damage. Absolutely and utterly decimating him. Let's have some battle music. There we go. This one is dead. All right. All right, so it is the elf's turn. The elf still has a chance. Gonna swing into him. Rolls 2 hits. He he rolls nothing. But how? Good God, that would have been a terrible attack. Takes damage. He's down to the 4. He takes the final hit. There we go. That's dead. There we go. Victory. Finally. Good God. The victory, man. All right. It is the elf's turn. He already did his attack. So now it is the wizard's turn. We're going to skip the wizard's turn because nothing is great when a wandering monster comes out and smacks your dude. So we are going to let the barbarian search for treasure. Let's see. Action. Search for treasure. The treasure chest is empty. Womp womp. All right. What are you going to do? That was a huge battle for no reason. All right. Whatever. What are you going to do? It's fine. And we are going to move with. We got 8. 8. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'll go up here. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go up here to this top part here. There's a door. Nice. Okay. Now it's the dwarf's turn. The dwarf. Double ones. He tripped. It's fine. And we're just going to pick them up since there's nothing there, and we're just going to move them there just to save ourselves the agony of rolling like garbage because nothing can get us here. Everyone's going to line up. We're going to get ready. Here we go. We're going to put the elf, the dwarf, wizard, and now back to the barbarian. 'Tis the barbarian's turn. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna start from the start of this because we'll do that. We'll see. There's a block there. Blocking that. Okay. They're making their way to the giant room. We're getting there. Okay, we're not going to open the door yet. Everyone's going to move in a line. All right. And we'll go to the barbarian's turn. He's going to open the giant door. Giant door. What do we have? Let's place some stuff on the board. Behold, it's a table. Look out. The dreaded table. Everybody is afraid of the table. Treasure chest. We got a fireplace. Neat, neat, neat. We've got, oh, where's this? Got to turn our ambiance on. There we go. We open the door. And what else do we got? We've got 2 orcs. One down here. We've got one up here by the fireplace, warming himself. It's normal. Here, move this back a little. There we go. And at the bottom, we have a dread warrior. You know how much we love those guys. This is a tough one. And then we have Varag. Varag stands before you, a grotesque creature of dread design. Stony wings spread out from behind the creature as it snarls with menace. All right. He is very large, and I am going to get him trapped there forever. All right. Let's see. Barbarian's turn. We got a 5 for Barbarian. Barbarian is going to go in front of the Dread guy. Dread man, dude, man, pants. We've got Varag, who's pretty much just a gargoyle. I'm pretty sure he's just a normal gargoyle. I don't think he's anything special. It's just Jeff the gargoyle. Yeah, he's just a normal gargoyle named Jeff. Hero cards. All right, Varag. Where are you at? Creatures. Gargoyles. But gargoyles are nasty business. They do all kinds of stuff. They cover your screen and they kill your family. That's what they do. They're pretty nasty. They've got a lot of defense die. Holy crap, that is a big boy. All right. The Barbarian is going to open up. This sets the tone. Set the tone. We only got 1. Dang. 2 defense. He gets the black shield. That is not good. I shouldn't have said this sets the tone. The dwarf sees him struggling. Gets an 8. Okay, we're going to put him here. The dwarf runs in. Help is on the way, dear. He's going to go to the side. And he is going to attack the gargoyle. Or not the gargoyle. The Dread warrior. 2. He rolls 2. How? How is he doing that? That is impressive. And I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. How are you going to do that? The elf is going to move. He's got a 6. Okay. He is going to move into the room. The dwarf moved here. The elf moved. We're going to move him here, right? Get him in. He's going to fight the orc. He's going to run in, swing at him. He gets 1. Better than 0. All right. The orc goes to defend. And he fails. For once, they failed a defense. Let's put him over here. He does 1 damage to the orc. Oops. He's dead. All right. Kind of sucks because now the orc or the gargoyle can actually get in there. Let's put the orc up. I have the orc. I have everybody in this room. Come on, where are you? See if I can get this thing. It's coming. Orc creature card. Here he is. Orc creature card. We're going to put him up there. That way we can see what's going on here. Okay. All right. So we have that. He killed that guy. We still have Varag. We've got another orc, and we got a dread warrior. Now it is the wizard's turn. The wizard needs to... Well, I think we're going to do Tempest. We need to stop this gargoyle from getting a turn. We are going to move. He rolled an 8, which is a good roll for him to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go up here. Let's go down here. He can still see him. It's fine. He's behind the elf. Like, please don't kill me. All right. We're going to cast a spell. We're going to cast Tempest. This spell is very powerful. One of the best. At least I think so. Let's pull up Tempest. Where are you at, Tempest? Tempest. Boop, 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 boo. Here's Tempest. Put Tempest right here. Sure, we're not using that side of the board anyway. Tempest reads, this spell creates a small whirlwind that envelops one monster of your choice. That monster misses its next turn. So, no turn for the gargoyle because I don't want to deal with that. So now it is Zargon's turn. Let's see the madness. All right. So the Dread Warrior is going to attack the Barbarian. 4 attack dice is absolutely crazy, but he only rolls 1 hit. Let's get a defense. Double defense. Let's go. Barbarian making it happen. All right. There's the next one. Okay. Okay. Do this. We have to do... Okay. The orc cannot reach anybody because he eats too many Hot Pockets. And now it's the Barbarian's turn. The Barbarian is going to swing at the Dread monster. 2. Not bad. He defends 1. All right, Dread takes 1 point of damage. Okay. Not the best, not the worst. Better ingredients, Papa John's. Dude, that's unfortunate. So the dwarf is going to attack the Dread. We got to get rid of this Dread guy. We roll 1. At least it's not double shields. The Dread Warrior. He doesn't roll any black shields for once. Holy cow. That's a miracle. But the Dread Warrior still has 1 health. So it is the elf's turn. The elf is going to cast his best spell, his last spell. He's going to cast Courage. Oops, that was spells. Courage is my favorite spell. I played the elf at my friend's house long ago, and that is by far my favorite spell in the base game. It's very simplistic. It makes your elf a powerhouse. This spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. The next time the hero attacks, they may roll 2 extra combat die. The spell is broken the moment a monster is no longer in the hero's line of sight. So, we're out of spells, but we have Courage. We cast Courage, so we love that. So we cast that, and now we are going to roll the movement die. All right, we rolled a 4. I mean, we're in confined area anyways, so we're going to move ourselves over here. We need to block him off anyways. So with Courage, we have 2 extra dice, putting us at 4 die. So we're just stronger than a Barbarian. We're like a little Dread Warrior. Let's see if we can roll well. We got 2 skulls. Not bad, not bad. Varag is very tough. He has 5 defense. But he does not defend at all. He takes 2 points of damage. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I guess Varag is dead. I guess he's not like a normal gargoyle. He's like a derpy one. Unless the companion is lying. Nice. All right. Well, guess he's like a weaker version. I thought he had 3. We'll double check it at some point, but you know. All right. So the Dread Warrior is dead. The Gargoyle is dead. All we have is the little orc sitting in the room. And the orc. Let's see. So let's see. The wizard. Wizards can't do anything. I don't think the wizard has any more spells. Actually, the wizard does have spells. Okay. The wizard is going to use Genie on the Dread. Let's give you an idea of what that spell. This is also a really good spell, but the only problem with it is it's single use. So it's kind of like, let's see, where is it? Genie, there it is. Boom. There's Genie. Genie's a good spell. It's pretty decent. This spell conjures up a genie who does one of the following. Opens a door and reveals what lies beyond. I don't know anybody who's ever used it for that, but I mean, do what you want. Or uses 5 combat die to attack any monster within their line of sight. We're going to cast that. We're going to cast that on the Dread Dude Man. Varag is dead. Let's get Varag out of there. Get out of here, Varag. Okay. I'm going to cast that on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy failure. What a terrible roll. I mean, that'd be good if it was defense, but it is not. Thanks a lot, wizard. Thanks for nothing. All right. Here comes the Dread guy. He's going to attack the Barbarian for 2. And he blocks it. Wow. Some luck in our favor. All right, we'll take that. We take that. All right. Then it is the dwarf's turn. The dwarf will attack. Dang, he's forever rolling 2 skulls. That is nice. All right. He takes 2 points of damage. He is dead. That is 1 dead Dread Warrior. Right? The Dread Warrior is dead. He is gone. Goodbye. All right. Now it is the elf's turn. The elf is going to move up here, saddle up next to this. He rolls a 6. Let's go. Oh, that's that one. We're going to go here. We're going to take a swing. Clear this. He fails. Again, man, what's with the failing? They're all about failing. All right. And the elf can't really do too much. It's going to be... All right. The orc is going to attack. He gets 1 successful hit. See if we can get a defense. We do not defend. The elf takes a point of damage. The elf takes 1. All right. The elf is at 3, unfortunately. Okay. Now it's the barbarian's turn. He can't really reach him. It's kind of unfortunate. So we'll skip to the elf's turn. It's just mano a mano with this elf. This elf has had enough. All right, 1 hit. And he fails. He took 1 point of damage. That is the end of that dude. Well done. Well done. All right. So now we're going to search the room. Whose turn is it next? Wizard. We're going to wait till the barbarian's turn. I'd rather have a wandering monster go after him, but I think that there's treasure in this room because there's a treasure chest. You find 120 gold in the treasure chest. Record it on your sheet. Fantastic. We're going to get 120 gold. That puts us at a 145 for our gold for the barbarian. We can just share gold anyways. We're just going to go back the way we came, go to the stairs. All right. The orc is dead. Everyone runs over to the stairs. All right. And that's the end. I just got to move them on the companion, and that's about it. And then we'll just go move them out. Okay. So they're out of there. They beat the first one there. That's not too bad. You know, they did all right. Okay. Let's X this. There we go. All right, so now we can take the creatures off the board. We take the spell off the board. We end up using a decent amount of the spells that were given to us on this. Let's see, save and exit, save and exit. That. Not bad, not bad. So what we're going to do is each stream's going to be one mission until the future. I'm going to get a better camera so we can get like an overhead. But other than that, it's not too bad. We got through a mission. Everything worked pretty good. I got to get better at making sure everything goes through and that I move my people and whatnot. I thought Varag had 3 HP, but it's fine. It's all good. It's the trial. So we have a grand total of 145 gold. Our heroes made it out. Both the elf and the barbarian took 3 points of damage. The dwarf took 1, and the wizard hid behind everybody. So that's totally fine. So now everybody's spells they come back at the end of the round, and that's good because that would be horrific. Other than that, I don't think they have enough gold, but let's see. They might have enough for something. So let's see the trial. Okay. Yeah, there's not really any reward for this one. This is just your trial, unfortunately. So the next time we play, we are going to play The Rescue of Sir Ragnar. That'll be Quest 2. So next time I'll be doing that. That should be on... I want to do them on Wednesdays. I might pick them up more. I want to get the camera set up, but we'll do those. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to post this on YouTube. And then when we get the camera all set, the better one, we're going to get more of a higher view, and hopefully that will help us be able to zoom into what these guys are doing and make it a little bit better for everybody. But we are going to take a brief intermission, and then we're going to be playing Final Fantasy 11 because that's what we do. But I will be back in a little bit. Peace out.